Howdy from Houston. Weather is warming up. I went for a run this morning in Memorial Park where I used to live by, about almost a 4 mile loop, and it's feeling good. The humidity, get that sweat going. I miss that part. But I'm here for a while. Uh, the goings on. Try to keep these short just to recap on certain things. But a week, it's just chaos everywhere, changes, it's hard to even keep up. So on Trump alone, you've got the Chinese coming to the negotiating table. If you haven't really looked, if you're just listening to the news, again, you're being misinformed. The tariffs were all about coming to the negotiating table. That was it. And if you look into the tariffs, if you really do, to do the research, you'll see that the United States has been getting the short end of the stick for decades. And our politicians on both ends have been kicking the can to the curb. Every country was charging tariffs for us to bring goods in. It's just all we want is fairness. And that's what these tariffs are doing. They're coming out, they're coming to the negotiating table, and it's going to work out well for us in the long run, and other countries as well. New Pope was elected. Not elected, but appointed, or however you want to call it. This should be interesting. He's an American. A lot about that I could say, but I'm going to reserve that for another standalone video. We will see where that goes. We've got the last of the Jewish Israeli hostages that are still alive being released by Hamas. So much going on. And Trump announced a reduction of prescription drugs that are going to come down. We'll see how that works out, but these are all things moving forward that will benefit us as people in the long, long run. It's fantastic. So it's going. I'm seeing more and more, though, as I mentioned, the divide coming on both ends. Of the people, friends of mine that I see, the people I know on social media are just digging even deeper on that TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome. They're posting stuff that makes no sense. There's no backup for it. At least, there's no real research. It's kind of just, they hate Trump so badly and everything they've been brainwashed to do that they're just, it's weird. It's weird to see, and it's focused. And, everyone, as I say, see the big picture and try to do some research so you're not completely caught off guard, because we're in the midst of it and it's more and more and more is coming. And I want to touch bases on people in general, on different levels that I've talked before of how we've been played as people by the powers that be on all sides, not just politics, but everything. We've been played to be against one another, to cause chaos, to be, people who are manipulated, who are in fear and lower vibration emotions are more easily manipulated. And that's been going on for a lifetime and longer and longer. So just the truth, as it's starting to come out now, it can't be hidden anymore on COVID. One of the hills I decided to die on. Many of what people like me were saying are all coming out true. I haven't been wrong about anything of what we were shouting about 5 years ago when we were taken off social media. I was banned from YouTube for a while, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. But all of it's coming out now, and some. And this is what you really need to dig down and see, of how stuff is really starting to come out, even trickling into the mainstream news. They're trying to get ahead of it, but they're in a very difficult position because they pushed it for so long. But that and the child trafficking is getting bigger and bigger, and where the kids have been, where all these children have been, not just worldwide, but in the United States. We have 300,000 children missing yearly, practically, this last year alone. So as people start to realize the truth and start to see what's going on and how they've been manipulated by their leaders, and the people they thought were guiding them the right way are going to get angry. And they're going to get angry and angry. And as they start to find out, there was a time a few years ago, I'm using COVID as an example, where doctors and nurses and medical staff, a couple of years ago, they had a chance to really dig in, see the research, and stop doing what they were doing. Everything that we've talked about over the years when it comes to the vax and all that. But they've moved ahead, either incentivized by money to get people vaccinated. What's going to happen now are people discovering that their health isn't any better. As a matter of fact, it's worse due to various things coming out now, myocarditis, sterilization in younger generations, uh, uh, strokes, turbo cancers. I just saw an article the other day from a mainstream news outlet. Antidepressants are being linked to younger people having cancer. You know, they're putting all these things out, but everything but the jab, everything but the jab, because they can't cop to it, because they know they're going to be they're doomed. Was reading an article from a doctor in Canada a while ago. He's never seen this many young people coming in with colon cancer, young people, which is almost unheard of. What is causing that? We know, but the anger of the people. So this is coming back to how people are going to realize that they're manipulated. And when they do, and they wake up, a lot of us are concerned about this, of, you know, justice will be had, crimes against humanity, all these things that people have been breaking the law and doing very vile things is going to happen, but there's going to be a segment, a time frame where people are going to wake up and realize what's been done to them and their families by, say, people they knew, doctors they trusted, leaders they trusted. There's going to be a period where they're going to be so angry that there might be justice in the streets, let's just say. They're going to take the law into their own hands. We hope it doesn't happen, but we're at that curve where it's getting a little dicey, because people are going to realize how lied to they were. And there's going to be an anger that's just unprecedented. We're hoping that doesn't happen, and I'm certainly going to do my best to make sure that doesn't happen, but it's coming. It's coming. And people realize what's been actually done to them on so many levels. But we have to get through it. Sometimes change is very, very hard, and that's what we're going through right now. Not to be too dour, but beautiful weather here. Keep an eye on the news. There's so much going on. And China's at the table, and Ukraine, looks like Ukraine and Russia are going to sit down. This is all good news. And how are they going to spin that? It's fun to see how the press spins that, because anything Trump does, even if he waves, is somehow a Nazi symbol. Okay, take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.